Alright, in this example we're going to solve a systems of equations using the elimination method. So we'll take this system right here. It's a 2 by 2 system in which you have two variables and two equations, and we're going to eliminate x or y, whichever is easiest. If you take a look at this system, you should note that x is going to be easier to eliminate than y, because I can multiply the top equation here by a -2 and get the exact opposite pair of x's that I'm looking for. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to multiply that top equation by -2 on each side. So that looks like this here, and we'll take -2 and multiply each term in the top equation by -2. So that will look like this, and that new equation in the top will be -4x minus 10y equals -20. So again, take -2 times 2x, you get -4x. Take -2 times 5, you get -10. Take -2 times 10, you get -20. And here is our new system. So we're going to take that system, and now we're going to eliminate x. Once I have my exact opposite pair, which I do here in the -4x and +4x, I'm going to combine the equations so that the x term is eliminated. So I take my equations and I'm going to combine the two, setting them equal, and once I do that, it's kind of like adding them together in a way where you take -4x plus 4x, and that equals 0x. Take -10y and add that to 3y, and you get -7y. And you also take the constant term, -20 and 6, combine those, and you will get -14. So our new equation with x eliminated is now -7y equals -14. So now we have the equation in terms of one variable. So this will allow us to solve for y. And this is pretty simple algebra at this point. -7y equal to -14. What makes that equation true? Well, if you divided both sides by -7, or maybe you just can recognize this without doing that, the correct answer is 2 for y. So we found half of our solution. We found y. What do you do next? Next we take that value for 2, or value for y, excuse me, which is 2, and you put it in either equation for y, whichever one is easier. So in this case, I chose to put or substitute 2 in for y in the bottom equation. So I replace the y, and I always substitute with parentheses. And I will clean that equation up, and that's now just in terms of x, which will allow me to solve for x. So 4x plus 3 times 2 is, of course, 4x plus 6 equal to 6. And this just becomes a algebra equation that I'm sure you've seen plenty of these by now. Solve for this, x equals 0. So there we have our solution to the system of equations. Remember, the solution to a system is a ordered pair. It's an x and a y value, and in this case it is 0, 2. If we look at that graphically, remember that is the point where both graphs, and these are lines, so both graphs will cross. That's the intersection point, and in this case that is at the point 0, 2. So hopefully this helps for solving systems of equations in 2 by 2